We missed you guys.
We're back.
We are back.
We are back. And like many of you, we are starting to move around some and travel, and we have returned to in-person worship. And for the last few Sundays, we've had the same thing happen to us.
Every single Sunday.
On our way to our building, we get to a certain stoplight, the last light before we reach our destination.
Absolutely.
The last light. And we have to turn left at this light. And this light is always red.
So we have to ask ourselves.
It's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. And so we sit there and we're like, what do we do?
So we have to ask ourselves, do we just sit here?
Do we sit?
And just wait for however long it takes? Do we put our hazard lights on and cautiously move through the light, but actually run the light? Do we turn right from the left-hand lane? Do we decide to back up and turn around and go another direction? But those are options that are there with us.
But the fact is, we're at a red light.
And red means stop.
And all the other lights are moving. So the cross traffic clearly has a green because they're coming. We see the lights green on the other opposite sides, and then we see those also turn red, but we never get permission to go. So we get stuck every week at this light.
Every week.
And we make one of those decisions that Victor mentions. We get to our destination, which is the house of worship, and we worship, and we're fine. We're like, okay, we made
it. We got here.
And not once have we left that destination and called the city to report the light. Not once have we called other friends who come that way. We haven't put a sign up that says, hey, there's trouble at this light. You're going to have to make a decision.
Right.
And we were discussing it, and we were like, this is kind of what marriage is like, and kind of why we like coming to you to share some of our stories. Because for a lot of times in marriage, you may be at a crossroads. You may be at a stoplight where your light is red. Everybody else's light is green.
But yours is red.
Yours is red. And you are standing there and you're like, what do we do? And you have choices to make. Like Victor said, you can turn around. You can decide to turn right. You can decide to proceed cautiously. But if you are trying to get to the next place and it's red, you have a decision to make.
You got a decision to make.
And then once you make the decision, here's the marriage moment. The other part is to help somebody else.
You got to help somebody else.
Help somebody else.
Right. Don't go through marriage by yourself. You need to be able to use your testimony, your personal life story to help someone else.
Right.
Because when you make your decision, I promise you somebody else is either A, gone through it, or B, probably going through it as well. It's okay. Reach out to those individuals, talk to someone, tell your story. You'd be surprised who else is going through that same.
And it's important, right? It's important because that's how we grow in marriage. Many of us are going through things that we figure out how to navigate. And successfully, we've gotten to church, to in-person worship every Sunday.
Had a great Sunday.
Had a great Sunday today. Every time we get there, we go in, we reach our goal, our destination. We go in, we worship, we enjoy ourselves, we do this. We never think about what just happened on our way into the building.
Nope.
We haven't called the city to complain about the light. We haven't, posted on Facebook for our friends at worship, hey, FYI, there's trouble at this light. Because we got what we needed, but we forgot about the other people who were following us. Right. And that's really what we want to do here through this venue, is to try to help you with our stories like this one. This is legitimately a real story. I don't want to say the cross streets, but but legitimately a real story. And that's what we want to do through this venue, is to kind of share what we've been through, how we've gotten where we've gotten, and to kind of tell you, and to give you all these options. You may not want to put your hazards on and turn left cautiously through the light. You may have a small child in the car, so you may feel like it's not worth it to take that risk. You may decide that turning right and prolonging, turning right to get through the other green light, it may take too long for you. You may say, no, we have to get there faster. The options are there for you, but we want to share with you our journey and how we've gotten to where we want to be in certain spaces in our life.
In certain spaces.
As we've gotten through our stoplights. So that's our story today. That's our marriage moment. That's our welcome back wherever you guys been, is that we want to continue doing this with you. We want to continue doing life with you and sharing how we have grown and made some progress in our marriage, but kind of share some of our stoplight experiences and hopefully call to tell other people, hey, watch out for that light because it'll trick you if you're not watching.
Tell your story. Somebody
your story.
else is going through it with you.
And people want to hear it. And we want to hear it. Tell us about a story that you have. You can leave one in the comments. You can message us privately. But hey, we're here for it because we have somewhere to be. And we can't let that broken stoplight stop us from getting where we want to be. A place of praise, a place of celebration, and a place to honor this covenant that we've created together. So that's our story for today.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.